Oh, and I gotta find. Oh, and I gotta find a. I gotta find a thing. We gotta find a little like intro video.
Oh my gosh, we don't have Marcus, and we don't.
I'm just to push one. I don't know what it is.
Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who? Yeah. OVO Sound 2025. Who's calling it?
Is it Stacy? Is it Becky? Is it Keisha? Is it Emily? Was it Danny? Is it Party? Where's the function?
Where the function? Where the function? The way I feel right now.
Welcome to Films in Black and White, everybody.
I can't do mouth horns, but I can do that. I can scat.
We got Scatman Bryan in the house.
That's what I want. That's what I want from this. Yes, 1920s like hangout speakeasy.
That's all I want this to be. Yeah,
cool, awesome.
Well, the Films in Black and White. See, man, like that's kind of the vibe that we're going for. As you can see. It's Bryan found the buttons, so we're fine. Bryan found the buttons, and so we're fine. We are a Films in Black and White minus Marcus this week. I just want to say happy D-Days to Marcus and everybody at USD who may be listening or watching, but that is why he is not with us today. He's got a lot on his plate, so he's taking some much-deserved time off. And you also kind of get like the mirror of this next week because I will be gone, but Bryan and Marcus will be here. So it's some one-on-one time. So I get some one-on-one time with my guy Bryan, which I'm really excited about. It's not why we both wore black shirts, Roman, but that is an excellent observation.
I mean, my twins shirt is like it's like a blue. I just adjusted my lighting. It's like it's a dark navy, but yeah,
close enough. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
So we're gonna kick off and Marcus is in the chat, which is exactly where we want him to be.
Love that.
To this week, we're gonna talk about a bunch of different stuff. We're gonna talk a little bit about the EA going private equity route, which is an interesting development.
That's something.
We're going to talk about Trump's renewed efforts to put 100% tariffs on movies made outside the United States. Don't worry, we're not going to spend a lot of time there because the real meat and potatoes of this particular episode is, in fact, 1996 Scream, which we are going to talk about. So we are going to kick off spooky season. It's October on Wednesday, Bryan?
It sure is, Doug.
Yeah, so it's October on Wednesday. So when this releases, you will be in Halloween month. And so we will be sort of kicking it off. And so we're very, very excited. I'm also excited to hear Bryan because you've gone down a rabbit hole with Scream. Bryan, what Scream are you on currently?
Doug, I'm happy to announce that I watched all of the Screams.
Holy shit, Bryan.
Since last Sunday. So it's September 29th. I started this journey on September 20th. And last night we ended with the most current Scream 6.
Okay, I'm very excited, very, very excited to hear how these movies play out over the next 5. But in order to do it well, in order to do it right, we got to make sure everybody's welcomed and thoroughly entered into the space. God damn it, Marcus! And so I am going to kick it on over to Bryan Roush. Bryan Roush, how you feeling, sir?
Hey, I'm happy to be here as always, and I'm ready to talk about all things Scream. I went down this rabbit hole as Doug described, just head first after we watched the first Scream in preparation for this pod, and I brought some fun facts about Scream 3, which is kind of related to Scream 1, but I'll get into that later. Because it's the worst of the bunch. Which Screams have you seen, Doug?
I think just this one, Bryan.
Oh my goodness.
Just this one twice. So I saw it a while back, but then I saw this one spoiler alert this morning. But only this one. I have not journeyed beyond because part of me is like I'm not sure if they get better, so I didn't want it to like ruin my interpretation.
So the third one's the worst, and like when I watched it with Maggie, I was like, "What is happening? Like this is so bad, and I had to know why.
Okay.
And so
All
I'll
right.
talk a little bit about that down the road. But no, on a personal note, things are going swimmingly. We're ready to decorate for Halloween. I have
Nice.
Halloween decorations behind me. If anyone can
Nice.
see, there's like my Maggie is making like
it a
a
cauldron?
cauldron with bubbles coming out, and
It
then I got
looks
some,
like Brian. My knee jerk. She's nailing that shit because when I saw
Yeah.
that, I was like, "That's clearly a cauldron."
right. It lights up like these little like clear Christmas ornaments. They turn
Yeah.
purple, and it looks like a witch's cauldron. And she's gonna hang the Harry Potter inspired candles from the roof of our portico. So I would love to show the chat and the stream and everybody, but no, I'm not lowering my camera. But I don't want to break it. So I'll bring photos. I'll bring photos when it's
Got it.
like out in the
Got it.
wild. I'm happy to show everybody. But you can go check that out, thelovenerds.com. That's what my
That's
wife
why,
says.
Brian. That's why I put that there because, like I said,
Appreciate you.
when you started saying that is absolutely like a cult. Like right off the gate, you're like making Halloween decorations. I saw like one bubble, and I was like, well, clearly that's a cauldron. Like, so she's
There's a
absolutely smoking that shit.
cauldron
That's-
involved here.
Um,
Yeah,
Brian,
yeah.
Brian, have your kids made up their mind on what they're dressing up as yet? Like, what's the
Yes.
debate there? Is there
Yes,
one, if any?
that was finalized this week, this
Ooh.
weekend, technically.
Nice.
So we're all gonna go as Pokemon.
Ooh,
And we
okay.
found like coordinating onesies.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be Snorlax begrudgingly,
Nice.
but that is like the one that because I can't be Charizard, I can't be Squirtle. They don't make a Bulbasaur. I don't want to be Pikachu. Maggie's gonna be Ash. She's gonna be the Pokemon trainer.
Okay, got it.
And
That's the best. That's the best next
Right?
decision. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then I think one of my kids is going to be Gengar. And then I'm pretty sure Aiden, my youngest. So Parker is going to be Gengar. And then I'm pretty sure Aiden might be like a firefighter. I don't think he wants to participate in the Pokemon.
Fine. That's okay.
Like, he's 3. It's fine. But I was like, you make a really cute Pikachu. And he was like, firefighter. And I'm like, it's fine. That's fine. We already
Nailed
had
it.
stuff.
Fine.
So,
So quit digging. You had me at firefighter. Yep.
Right?
That's fine. Yeah.
But I'm gonna throw this over to you, Doug. Doug, how are you? Have you made Halloween decisions?
We've made well, that's not entirely true. So I'm doing well. We continue to unpack in the house and get everything where we need it to be, and so on and so forth. And so, yeah, we're doing really well. I had Marcus over on Friday for pizza and a bonfire at the new house, which was really great. One, because we got to have like our first sort of like fire in the backyard.
Ooh, like
and then it was just really great to just have Marcus over and just catch up a little bit because it's just been a minute, and I know things are busy for him, so it's just nice to take a pause and connect, which is really great. Then on Saturday, spent the day at a 3-on-3 soccer tournament, which was really great. And then, like I said, continued to unpack and get ready. Both of the all of my stuff in the garage is unpacked, so now like we can pull both of our cars in, which is a huge accomplishment. So it's like it's little tiny accomplishments from there. So
nice.
So yeah, as far as Halloween decisions, Harper has apparently agreed to do a K-pop Demon Hunters costume with 2 of her friends.
Oh, how's that gonna go?
Great question. No idea. Was not a part of that decision-making process.
I was gonna say because I don't think there's any K-pop Demon Hunter costumes that you can purchase like at Spirit or anything.
No, probably not. Which means we're probably gonna have to throw this together. Which very curious how that's gonna go. I'm not looking forward to that part. Like, let's just like I'm not looking forward to that part at all. And then the other thing is Harrison, we asked him and we're like, hey buddy, like, what are you thinking for a Halloween costume? He's like, I don't know. And we went, okay, hey, you don't have to know. That's fine.
Yeah.
But we were kind of caught off guard because usually they have like a decision, but they just didn't have anything today, which is totally fine.
Okay.
So
all right.
Also Marcus walked around my house and he kept saying like, this is huge. Like it's because it's so much bigger than it's bigger than our old house.
Yeah.
And so he was like, and it's just like I would kind of take him around a corner and I'd be like, oh, and then here's this. And he'd be like, oh my God. So like it was a lot to take in all at the same time. He was in fact living like a king. So
phenomenal.
But,
the chat does ask, did you play in the
No,
3v3
I was
tournament?
coaching. There were 2 brackets. My son was in one bracket, and then my son was in one bracket, and then because I'm a volunteer coach, I had to coach another team in the other bracket in the afternoon. So it started at 9, and then I don't think I got home until like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, wow, that's a
when I say
day.
all day, it was all day. So
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
But,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
All right,
Other
coach.
than that, just keeping on.
Well, tell me a little bit about your Chiron here, Nick Cave.
Yes, one thing noticed that as we were sort of like as we were watching the pod or watching the movie, I heard the song Red Right Hand by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Oh,
and I was just sort of got me thinking, one, I love that song, but two, it also got me thinking like how many different like 90s movies that song has been included in. And so it's been I've had that album on repeat like all day, just kind of like once I heard it, it's one of those earwig songs for me where it's like once I hear it, I sort of like just start repeating Red Right Hand, like just like randomly around the house.
As you should.
But also, I'm reflecting on the fact, like last week, we kind of went down this rabbit hole of I might be an elderly person, like in a young person's, but in a younger person's body. And I've found that it's increasing even more because there was somebody who had like just a corner of their car. So whoever was parked outside of my house for like young football, I apologize for the look and then comment I made out loud. Because they basically just had like this tiny little portion of their bumper in my driveway, and I was like, "Goddamn car in my driveway!" Like it was just like, so I need to like, guys. I don't know what I need. I need to go hang out with a group of 27-year-olds for like just a day to be like, maybe you don't need to be this old all the time.
Man, you moved into this newer, bigger house, and immediately you're like,
became a curmudgeon-y asshole
of my property. Do you
get out of my lawn? But Brian, you and I both finished book 3 of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Very
yeah. Have you started 4 yet?
I sure did. I'm 100 pages in. I'm continuing my journey.
I have also started 4.
Just barreling right through this book series. I'm addicted.
Yeah, I've been listening to it. I have not read it. I'm listening to it, which is reading it. But like I'm listening to it on Audible. Dude, it's so good. And I can't even quite put my finger on it. There's moments where like I just want to the book has this like talent to like build up the tension. And build it up so like expertly that I'm like, well, clearly need to know how this boss battle plays out. Like and how they're gonna get past it. But Brian, this is also a video game I would play. Like this is if this was released somewhere, I would play it in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Me too. I mean, it does such a good job blending basically all these very familiar RPG tropes. If you've played literally any video game RPG, and I think the sizzle and the simmer and the seasoning that really makes it pop though is having like Carl be a pretty just a regular Joe with all the sci-fi stuff happening in the background because he's trying to put it all together. But like the RPG stuff is just the mechanics of how it works, which I think is just really exciting about it.
Yeah, there's nothing special about him. Like he is like quite literally a regular dude. And his like the way he responds and interacts with things is just like so spot on that it works really really well. So
absolutely.
But Brian, hope you're ready. Because Marcus isn't here, and we're about to play a game that we like to call Catch That Quotable.
We're gonna catch that quotable. We're gonna catch it. I can't do what Marcus does. But
the jazzy sounds of Brian Roush.
I can't do what Marcus does, but I can put a Brian Roush spin on it. Okay.
You know what, Brian? You nailed it. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Got it. So this does come from Roman, and we do have a sort of like a regulatory note from Roman, which is great. He's going to give you 2 guesses since Marcus is not here today.
Okay. All right.
So you
I
get
appreciate
the guess,
that.
and
I'm
then
gonna
you
give it a
also
go.
get Marcus's guess. So,
all right.
Brian, are you ready for this week's quote?
Hit me.
Bye.
Hit me.
All right, here we go. This whole thing's under your shack for 20 years. You've had this fucking thing out here. This is very illegal. I mean, this is a fine.
I don't know what this is.
I also cannot do this. I cannot do this accent. Not for cultural reasons. It's just one I'm not able to do.
I'm shocked that you're not attempting an accent. We've
This
really
this
turned
one
a
is
corner
very, very specific. It's like
wow.
here's part of your hint. This accent is like Australian and British mixed.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's real rough. This whole thing's under your shack for 20 years. You've had this fucking thing hidden out here. This is very illegal. I mean, this is a fine.
Okay. First one I'm gonna go with is Shaun of the Dead.
Okay. Okay. That's not. Is that an official one of your guesses, Brian?
That is an official guess. Yeah.
Okay, Brian. That is not it.
Okay.
But I will say this:
right.
It is a sci-fi movie from around that time frame.
Oh, what? Okay, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna go for it because I can't bounce anything off. I'm gonna go. Can you do it as Jimmy Stewart? I'm kidding. Don't do that.
I'm not gonna do that. I might do. I mean, I've been working ever since we had our little like trip down Spider-Man lane. I've been trying to like really perfect the Macho Man Randy Savage voice. So I've been working.
Yeah.
So you gotta talk real quiet like this. Ooh,
yeah.
So I mean, maybe one day I'll do accents like that.
I love that. I'm gonna go. I'm in an Edgar Wright, I guess, frame of mind. I'm gonna go Attack of the Block.
That's a good guess. That's a great guess, but this is not Attack of the Block.
All right.
Brian, this is the 2009 sci-fi film District 9.
Oh,
and the accent that I could not do was a South African accent.
South African. You know what? That's a-okay. You did not try to do a South African accent.
Guys, I was never gonna get that. I mean, it's like I said, it like to the ear, it is such a mashup of both British and Australian at the same time. Man. But it's just so weird. But that is a low key good movie. I feel like people forget
it's an amazing movie.
I feel like people are gonna forget about that.
Halo.
Look, Marcus, if you object to how we do the show, don't miss an episode. Because that's
what are we doing here?
Just me being an asshole for no other reason. But seriously, I'm glad you're taking time away. You should really focus on you. But that's what I got. That's
phenomenal. I watched District 9, and I want people to know you should check out the history of that movie. The Halo movie died so that movie could be made, and I believe Peter Jackson is going to be involved. Yeah, I'm going to double check this, but
you should, because I'm very curious, because I enjoyed that. I think I definitely saw it in the theater, like when it came out. I definitely saw it live.
So basically, District 9 came out in 2009. Neil Blomkamp, that was like his feature film debut, and I remember Peter Jackson produced it. They had planned to produce a film adaptation at that point in time for Halo with Neil Blomkamp. That's what the original plan was.
Who is Neil Blomkamp gonna play?
So no, he was the director. He was the director.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So they couldn't get the financing together. Whatever they did, they couldn't get the financing together. And so they put it on hold, and then eventually District 9 like came to them and they're like, "Oh, we could do this." So like in the movie, actually, there are props and items that were going to be in the Halo movie that show up
Get
in
the
that
fuck
film.
out of here, really?
Yep, dead serious. And so like it's kind of this weird thing of like they couldn't get Halo together, and so they had all this
Yeah.
stuff, and they were like, "Well, we can make this weird alien humanizing movie," and they're like, "Yeah, let's do that."
Huh.
So yeah,
All right.
it's pretty exciting. Yeah,
Yeah. That's wild. I didn't even know that. And I'm so surprised. 2009, I mean, we've already had what? We've had Halo. Have
Yeah.
we had Halo 2 at that point in time?
Halo. Oh yeah, Halo 2 had come out
I think
by 2009. I think we were
we've
looking
had
down
a
the barrel of Halo 3.
bunch of spin-offs
Um,
of the actual original game at that point.
Yeah, I mean it was primed and ready, and it is kind of funny that like
Yeah.
they weren't able to get the financing for it because Halo 3 came out in 2007. So like the trilogy was out, they were ready, and yeah, they just couldn't put it together.
So surprising that they just couldn't get the financing together.
I mean, with Peter Jackson too, it's just kind of bonkers. But yeah, District
Yeah.
9 lived because Halo died.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll take it.
Yep.
Fuck, I might have to rewatch that to see if I can pick up on all the like Halo references. Like I'm very curious.
Yeah, I was gonna try to Google search like if anybody had found them all, but it's not very clear. And if anyone who's seen District 9, it takes place basically in like a giant trash heap, basically, which is
It's supposed to be
theme
like a
for the
slum in
movie.
South Africa, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's really hard to like pick out.
yeah, well, because I mean, you'd have to go through it with like a fine-tooth comb, like multiple times to be able to gather it all. So,
yes.
well, that's a great fact, Brian. Thanks for sharing it. And Roman, thanks for the quote. Super excited to. That's actually inspired me to rewatch that, so I appreciate it. Oh yeah, and Marcus said, "Don't forget Chappie." So Chappie was a kind of sort of follow up to that. Maybe I don't know. I never saw Chappie.
It was the same director, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, same director, and it definitely had the same vibe.
Yeah, it was like kind of gritty, or near future sci-fi tech type vibe.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
So Brian,
hello.
Before we get into 1996's Scream,
of course,
Marcus, our dearly beloved co-host, asked us. He's not dead. He's actually in the chat. He asked us to break down this announcement from EA Games. EA, it's in the game.
We got it.
Asked us to break down this announcement they made regarding like private equity and how they're being funded and so on and so forth. So I wanted to see, since you are our resident video game expert, if you could break that down for us. So what do you got?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me pull up my visual. I always do well with having a visual here.
Visuals are great. Big fan of visuals.
I want to make sure I'm getting the right one here. So give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm actually looking at an article from 3 days ago. Like this came out like the rumors of it came out 3 days ago. And people were like, wait, no, that can't be real. And then here we are. So
surprise, it is very real.
So yeah, it's very real. I'm pulling this from the New York Times. They call it the deal book. But
hold on,
is
that the same Jared Kushner that we're all thinking of?
Yes. So Jared Kushner, who is related to the Trump family, dear leader, has a private equity firm, and he and Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund, which is basically the government, are going to be the investors that will buy out EA, Electronic Arts, and bring it back to a private company.
I can't see anything that would go wrong with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here. 20 billion of this deal is also coming from JP Morgan Chase. So there is some United States money in here too. It's not entirely Saudi backed, but I do think that this is a good thing to talk about just as a whole for the entertainment industry, we're a films podcast, but this is the biggest buyout ever.
Yes.
55 billion to buy out everybody's stock shares at Electronic Arts and take the company private. They haven't even done this like with a movie company recently.
No.
And video games are just so ubiquitous now that it's like it's in everybody's living room. And so there's a lot going on here. I'm gonna try to like use this article to guide the conversation and make some sense of it. But essentially, this deal is so good that basically within the terms of the contract of the shareholders, like EA has to take this deal, which is why a lot of people are like, well, it's a done deal because the Saudi and Jared Kushner team is offering over 25% for all of the stock shares, which comes to $210 per share, which is absurd.
Per share, which is fucking wild.
It's wild. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of made up money, but it's a lot of money. It's the largest buy. So if completed, it's going to be completed because it's the president's son-in-law. It's the largest buyout of a publicly traded company to date, not adjusting for inflation. And I think another important thing here is that the Saudi investment team here already owns 10% of Electronic Arts. So this is just they were part of it, and they're like, we like the cut of your jib. We're just going to buy you out. And so Saudi Arabia has started to make these different investments. One of them is WrestleMania. I feel like it's just one to pull out here.
Hilarious.
Which like if Marcus was here, I'm sure he would have a lot to say, but they did this really awkward, weird press conference. They're like, we're bringing WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia, which when I think of wrestling, I immediately think of the Saudis.
I am also immediately think of a desert.
Yeah,
nothing
like
gets
go
me
to the
more
desert
excited to wrestle than sand.
Yeah. The Saudis have also invested in a competing golf league called
that one's big. That one's
Golf,
wild. Yeah,
which is rivaling the PGA. And then they're trying to spread out all of these investments because they're trying to divest from oil. That's where a lot of this is coming from, which we could talk a lot about, but clearly they see the writing on the wall and they're like, we got to make money somewhere else. So they're trying to buy up all these other things that can make them money.
You know what else, Brian, you want to know what else is wild about that LIV stuff is that I was listening to another podcast this summer that was talking about how they're trying to get a lot of retired Hall of Fame baseball players are trying to get a baseball league for the Saudi Arabia and the like United Arab Emirates. So basically they're like trying really hard. It's just culturally, baseball's having a hard time taking over there because it's just like that's just not the sport. But this is only further saying that like, okay, so clearly that part of the world is trying to like, you know, diversify what it's offering in terms of entertainment.
Yeah. And so on that note, like they're trying to figure out a different way to make money. And this is where the big bet is video games, which is interesting because like traditional console stuff, as they note here, is like, that's kind of like, it's kind of plateauing. Like a lot of the money's in free to play games and stuff on smartphones and mobile devices. But like, you can't ignore the cultural juggernaut that is EA. They've made it like they were the ones with Madden. Like it was before Call of Duty and Medal of Honor. They're the ones that were like, no. We made a new game and you have to buy the new game, the new sports game every year. They annualized it, right? Like that was where EA did that. And so
do you want me to run down all the games that they've made? Because I have that list right here.
Let's do it.
All of the games that they have made are Madden, Battlefield, the Dragon Age series, Apex Legends, Mass Effect, The Sims, Dead Space. Like basically a majority. There's a sports one. They have a sports game for almost anything. So they have
they got FIFA.
They've got Football Club. They've
MLB
got
The Show.
NBA Live.
I'm sure.
They have Need for Speed, PGA Tour. They have Battlefield. They also
Yeah.
have all of these a lot of Star Wars games
They
too.
do have the Star Wars
So they
IP.
have
Yep.
I know they have Star Wars Battlefield,
Yep.
and really like a lot of the different ones that they've made for Star Wars have always been made by EA. So yeah, they have a
Yes.
lot in their back pocket of Star Wars
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
No, it's a lot of cultural cachet. And I think one of the things to just note here is that,
You're
you
right,
know,
Roman, Battlefront,
it's
not Battlefield.
like with movies, I feel like people
Mhm.
have been trying to use that as like the big cultural influence, but I think this is so big in the entertainment industry as a whole that Saudi Arabia is trying to get into a different juggernaut of money making that I don't think it's that far away that the Saudis buy out an entire film studio or something to that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, we know that video games are worth more than music and movies combined, like as a revenue stream,
Yeah.
right? Like they are more valuable than movies and music combined. So you're right, Brian. The next logical step here is
Yeah.
what studio do we see that could be going under or going out of business that may want to have a cash influx? And what level of influence will that have on that particular movie studio and what they make? Because like
Yes.
it'll be very interesting to see. So anyway, this is a very fascinating development.
Yeah, and it comes at a weird time because EA is not viewed as a good company like for customers and for like other consumers. They've been known to have very greedy practices. I'm happy to say that on this podcast. We are an independently owned podcast. So go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/films in black and white. Choose to financially support us there so we can keep talking like this. Just not have any censorship and say that yes, EA has a lot of practices that try to get money out of people that are not the most ethical, in my opinion, and make it really hard to play games. I think that's the best way to sum that up. And so I think it's wild that this could take a turn where it's a completely foreign company that is now going to try to get even more money out of this company that is known for trying to get as much money out of their customer base. Hello, Nikki. Hey, chat. And let's see. I'm seeing this comment. If there was a films in black and white video game, what company would you want it to be made by?
Well, I would need to. Well, I would. Well, I would want to know what's this. Is this like Podcast Hero? Because that's not a fun game to play. Quick, slam the B button so that way you can get a sponsorship. Like that doesn't. I don't like that at all.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I'm going for prestige, like I'd go Sony Interactive Entertainment. Like the people who did Last of Us. Just give me something very cinematic.
Yeah,
feels good. It feels good to play. Feels good to look at. But I feel like our vibe is more Nintendo. If I really have to like be honest with it, like just a straight up, hey, we're gonna be a silly Nintendo. Like
can you imagine like a little 3D rendered version of Marcus running around trying to capture like moons and stars like in Super Mario Odyssey? That would be so funny to watch. That'd be Yep.
No, all
that
of
would
us
be great.
pixelized. All of us pixelized, trying to like pick up different music and movies. I think that could be a ton of fun. I think all of us being pixelized.
Marcus, it's not supposed to mean anything. I just think it'd be funny. Yes, you can reach for the stars and the moon. I just think it would be entertaining, especially if they're like every time you jumped, it went bah, 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 bah. Like I just think that would be funny to me.
Oh, that would be a really good sound effect to go with.
Yes, I think it would be great.
Yeah. Also, I see Super Giant in the chat from Artificer Chris, which is my Chiron Melanoe, who is the lead in Hades 2, which just came out last week, and I've been playing that nonstop. So
I also think a RPG Bethesda would be my jam as well, because that's much more like a lot of the games that I've played that I've enjoyed would be fun.
I'm also going to throw this out here for Marcus. I also feel like We could do a super serious anime style RPG by like Square Enix and the people who do Final Fantasy. And it could just
Yeah.
be the party of the three of us going through these just terrible dungeons and like how does this relate to
Oh.
podcasting? Like it's a deeper meaning, man. The angel dragons are actually people who are listeners. And you have to capture them, and you got so you can listen to the podcast or something.
And you have to defeat all
Um,
the internet trolls that are various different racist stereotypes.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then like once you defeat them though, they come back as like a weird, like you hear the Latin music playing and they summon again, and you're like, oh no, we gotta defeat it again as a team through friendship.
Marcus is gonna have some type of like music power that he can enable. I think that I would swing. I could see myself having like a microphone, like lasso that I swing around. And Brian, you would be like our wizard, because I feel like you would read from a book, and it would just be like whatever book and fact you could like. Guys, sign us up. Hey, video game producers, fucking make it. Like it's. I will sign whatever I need to sign.
We could also do a text-based adventure, do some Phoenix Wright. That could be a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, I can be a wizard. I can absolutely be a wizard.
On
and then
board.
I see you in the chat, Nikki. What about Blizzard? Blizzard could absolutely make a game for us. It could
Love
be
it.
like a real-time strategy, and you could base different factions on me and Doug and Marcus, and
That'd
like
be
all
hilarious.
like, and it'd just be this like overhead map, and we'd all make these different units that would battle.
I also do think that there would be something fun for like a D&D style game,
Mm-hmm.
like, which I think it would be funny. Like, I
Yes.
do think that would be very, very fun to me. Like, of like having me try to roll some sort of initiative check and then do a bad accent and have it fail and have it instigate a fight for all three of us would be hilarious.
So on brand. That is
It'd be so great.
Brand. That
It'd
would
be so great.
Oh my gosh, like you could get into this tavern if you get the right charisma roll, and there's like 4 of these lizard bodyguards. It's like, okay, great. If we just get oh nope, we have to fight every single one. Get my book out, start casting spells.
Yeah, Chris, make a roll for accent table for me, please. I think that would be hilarious. That would be so great. Anyway, that's on board. I'm absolutely on board.
I see Rockstar Games. I don't even want to know what a Grand Theft Auto films in black and white.
Grand Theft Auto with the 3 of us.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like
you play as the Grand Theft Auto guy, and then we're all the folks introducing different missions that you have to go on.
I don't feel like I'm edgy enough to be a main character in Grand Theft Auto.
You're like,
I feel like
Brian, you're like the accountant guy that they all have to interact with at some point in time.
Oh, I'm absolutely the side character. It's like, hey, this sounds like a bad idea. Well, you're gonna do it anyway. Take this. That's absolutely the role that I would play, and I would be happy to play it.
Also, status report for Marcus. He is absolutely rocking Black Flag, and he said that it's like Grand Theft Auto for assassins.
Yes, I don't think there's higher praise for Assassin's Creed Black Flag than that.
I love again. That goes down as one of like a game that I didn't know that I would have as much fun playing, that I had that much fun playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I knew it was going to be fun because it's an Assassin's Creed game, but man, that one had like a hold on me for a solid like 4 or 5 months. So
I played that like the winter it came out, like just end to
I
end.
robbed a bitch on a boat.
Well, Marcus is robbing people on boats. So we wish him the best.
Speaking of a bitch, I do want to talk about the president just for a hot second.
Oh, amazing transition! Amazing transition.
I saw my window and I had to take it.
I love it.
We had this recent announcement that Trump is going to try to announce. He said that he's going to impose 100% tariffs on movies made outside the United States. This is not a claim that he has avoided making before. He's made this claim before. He said it in May, said that he would talk to Hollywood executives about his plan to begin the process of imposing the levy because America's film industry was, quote, dying a very fast death. He's changing his tune a little bit more. I feel like he's changing his tune a little bit more because now he's saying that like he's saying specifically, and maybe going after California a little bit more, because the quote from today was that California had been heavily affected and the levy would solve this long time, never ending problem. Basically then going on to say California, with its weak and incompetent governor, had been particularly hard hit. This would be bad. Like, this would be really, really, really bad. And so I do think so this would go for any movie that is like basically produced outside of the United States would receive this 100% tariff. I don't know how that would impact. I mean, this is already a very fragile market. Since movie theaters are already struggling to get by, we do not need another reason for people to not go to the theater. And so this one is particularly bad. I mean, they've all been bad because I think very similar to King Midas, but in the worst way. Everything this man seemingly touches turns to shit. So like, I do think this would be just another example of like, he's trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist.
No.
And he's trying to solve it in a way in which that's not going to, it's very heavy handed and it's not going to do what he wants it to do. I am very curious to see how some of the lobbying groups and some of these others, like Warner Brothers, mentioned in this Reuters article, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Netflix, Comcast. I'm very curious to see how they push back on this, because it's going to be, they need to, or you're going to basically say, like, if a ticket goes from already $17 in some states up to $22 just for, you know, if you take 20%, it goes up to $21, give or take. That's not, I'm not going to a theater for $21.
Oh, I mean, there's so much to unpack here. I also want to give a shout out to the chat. I got Roman. Thanks for providing context for audio listeners. Otherwise, it sounds like Doug just blurted that out for no reason. Happy to provide context.
I blurt things out like that, but
I like to be the context king. So happy to do that. To your point, Doug, I think what's really important here is like the basic idea is he wants to impose a tariff made on all films produced overseas that are then sent into the US, which, like, yes, this would be bad in the way we understand it, but like, what does that mean? Because, like, think about Spider-Man. Spider-Man Brand New Day is technically produced and financed in the United States, but they're filming overseas. They're not producing it per se, but they're filming it over there. So, like, if you're just talking about foreign money in movies, that gets weird. That seems like a really easy way to like get around that. Just gonna put that out there. I also think it's really silly because like movies obviously are a big money maker, but this just seems like the most roundabout way to have any type of revenue generation, which we know is not the point here. Like the point is not good policy from this president. The pain and the cruelty is the point. But I think the funniest thing about this is his quote was, "Our movie making business has been stolen from the United States of America by other countries, just like stealing candy from a baby." I don't know what that means. I don't want to know what that means.
Anyone knows what that means.
What are they
doing? They're not taking the company. Like,
like, I don't understand what this means. And also, I enjoy the fact that it's not immediately clear what legal authority he has to impose a 100% tariff on foreign made films. Like, there's just that doesn't exist.
It's so different. It's so different than a tactile good, right? Because you have to import that. And then it has to be sold in a store. This is such a fundamentally different like world in which we're living, where it's like, yes, you have to import it, and I guess it's kind of sold in a store, but I'm not going home with a copy of the movie. Like, I'm like, you're basically just saying, like, I'm not gonna like walk into my house and be like, great, I have the copy of like Spider-Man Brand New Day, like, good for me. It's you paid for an experience.
Exactly.
How do you tax an experience? Like, that seems really, really odd.
And it's so funny too, because like the reason some of these like bigger Marvel movies is what I'll use, which is what we touch on a lot on this podcast. Like a lot of that scenery, a lot of those sets are in New Zealand or Canada or
Canada. I've seen a lot
Australia.
from Canada for sure. Yeah.
Right. And like that's how you get these beautiful vistas and these sci-fi worlds. And so, like, if this actually does take effect in some way, I really hope everybody likes seeing like Southern California desert, because like
I got a
that's
1, Chris.
roll the D20 for the accent of Dear Leader. But oh wow, no, he listed them all out.
Oh
He
my
listed them
God.
all out. 1 is Scottish, 2 is Canadian. I'm not going to read all those, but we have Valley Girl in here, and we also have Australian. Oh my gosh,
This is
Italian.
fucking
No
great.
hand motions allowed. That's a impossible.
Oh, 16 feels like a cheat code. No
but
hand
yeah.
motions.
And I really like this graphic from Reuters of like the top filming hubs here. So like obviously the United States has a big stake in it with 14 billion.
This is huge. This is very helpful.
I mean, Canada alone is where a ton of TV is also filmed. And so I just it's terrible. I don't want this to happen. It definitely will make movie prices go up. Like just undoubtedly make it go up, and I'm sure any subscription or streaming services would go up with them claiming that like, oh well, there's a tariff, so like if you want this movie on Netflix, we got to pay the tariff. I guess.
Yep, you paid for a subscription, but we have to cover it. So every movie, even with your subscription, is going to be like $2. And it's like, well, I don't want to. I'm not going to pay $2 after I'm already paying $15. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, well, and Disney Plus was sneaky because after they brought back Kimmel, they like under the radar were like, by the way, Disney Plus subscriptions are going to go up.
Raise your prices again. That's me trying a.
Thank you, Artemis Fowl.
Well, a Scottish just.
Well, it was Scottish, not Irish. Got it.
Yeah,
got it. I like it. Anyway. That's the tariff. We'll see if it happens. You know, with this president, anything's possible. It just depends on what mood he wakes up in the middle of the night.
Freedom.
Yeah, get freedom in the drop your freedom in the chat. Drop freedom for liberty.
I mean, this is more again. Variety's article was more hot air from the president. So like even Variety is like, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna happen because it's just another veiled threat again. So, but again. Got to keep an eye on the news. Like, yeah, we're announcing this. So what other shady shit are we trying to like? What other shady shit are we trying to like hide by announcing this? So
your racist uncle just got done watching Fox News, and now we got a new tariff. That's what.
Well, they're trying to offset because goddamn Bad Bunny's going to be the goddamn Super Bowl host. So not in my America. He doesn't even sing in American.
Oh man. That's going to be
that hurt me to say. A small part of my soul just died saying that.
Well, I love it. Can't wait for that halftime show.
I'm very excited. That's going to be a good show. Anyway,
I agree.
But Brian, speaking of death, we watched 1996's Scream. Guys, I'm trying to weave. I'm trying to weave a connected podcast.
I hear you, man.
I'm trying to weave a connected pod.
I'm with you.
But speaking of dying and death, we watched 1996's Scream to kick off spooky season. So, Brian, since this was your recommendation, care to give us a barbershop summary of Scream, sir?
Yes. So what had happened was there's this group of teenagers in the 90s, because this is a period film now, by the way.
Very much
which
so.
We'll get into in a second. And it follows, we got Neve Campbell. She's a high school student. We got Courtney Cox. She's a news reporter. We got David Arquette. He's a bumbling cop. And the three of them are trying to solve this murder mystery of this ghost face killer who's going around killing teenagers.
Not the member of Wu-Tang Clan, like the guy who was
the member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Very clear to make sure that we articulate that. This is not the member of the Wu-Tang Clan. It's a man who wears a ghost faced mask who's also a killer.
Yes. And so part of the film is that it is a meditation on horror movies, and that there's certain rules that need to be followed. And so the movie is all about these characters trying to navigate the rules of a scary movie and how to survive it. So that is, that's like the quick summary here. I'm gonna say spoilers. Like, this movie is 30 years old.
Ouch.
So, like, I'm not gonna worry about spoilers for a 30-year-old movie because
I'm not, but I also recognize that people may, like, some of the youths may not have seen this movie, so they may not necessarily know. But that's Brian. Great, that's perfect. I'm going to give you all a rundown of cast. I also think it's really important. This is a Wes Craven movie. So like that's the other thing that's really cool is that this is a Wes Craven movie and he's sort of like one of the godfathers of horror. So so let's go cast and crew. Drew Barrymore plays Casey. Why did they put this in order of appearance? Hold on. This
I hate it when IMDb does
asinine thing. Like, that's not helpful to anyone.
Right. I know.
Anyway, Neve Campbell plays Sydney. Courtney Cox plays Gail. Nev. Is it Nev?
You're good. Yeah, it's Nev.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, fuck me then.
Okay.
Courtney Cox plays Gail Weathers. David Arquette plays Deputy Dewey. Skeet Ulrich plays Billy.
Yep.
This man's first name really Skeet.
Skeet? Is it really?
All right. Drew Barrymore plays Skeet. Skeet Ulrich. I'm just kidding. I mean, that's his name. Drew Barrymore plays Casey. W. Earl Brown plays Kenny. He's the assistant for Courtney Cox's character. He was also in the series Deadwood. So if you haven't watched that, it's incredible. Rose McGowan plays Tatum. Matthew Willard plays Stewart. Jamie Kennedy, as in you've been X'd by Jamie Kennedy, the prank man, played Randy. And those are sort of the big ones.
Yes.
Yeah, that's sort of the big. Another one that I left off, who I'm surprised isn't listed in the top like group is where is he? Hold on. I want to find it because it's a big one.
Okay. All right. Take a minute. Yeah, Jamie Kennedy. Jamie Kennedy basically plays the lore person.
Yes.
Scream. Yep. Which is really funny.
Yeah. Henry Winkler plays the principal.
Yes, Henry Winkler, the Fonz himself.
Left completely off all of the like top 20, top 15 cast lists.
Wild.
Very wild to me. Which is just so wild to me. So Henry Winkler plays the principal. I want to get budget for this quick, so I'm going to pull that up.
He's uncredited, by the way.
He was
not on the official credits, which is bonkers.
Insane to me. According to IMDb, the budget was around $14 million. It made in the United States $103 million in the United States and Canada, and made $173 million worldwide, bringing it to a total of, assuming my math is correct, $276 million total. Its opening weekend gross was around $6 million. So this was a big one. It did really, really great. It did really, really great. So Brian, Scream. Let's get into it, man. You kind of had the idea to go down this rabbit hole. So was it like you watched Scream on a whim? Or like what was the impetus, and talk about how Scream kicked that all off for you?
So, we had started talking about like, what is October going to look like for the podcast? Like we had just talked about our fall things. And then as I was talking about it with Maggie, she was like, have they watched Scream? And I was like, I don't know. And it's been a minute since I've watched Scream. Like the last one I've watched was Scream 6, which came out in 22, or like I think it did. I'll double check.
I'll look while you keep talking.
Yeah, but so it's been like 2 years, and I was like, you know what, I'm ready to do this. Like I'm ready to at least watch the first Scream. So I thought I would drag you all on this journey with me, at least for the first movie.
The cast of 2023's Scream 6 is fucking wild.
It's stacked. Like I just watched it last night.
It is fucking wild, Bryant.
Yeah,
Dermot. Hey, Marcus, your man Dermot Mulroney's in Scream
Yep.
6. Jack
Yep.
Quaid, Tim Robinson. Get the fuck out of here.
Bit part.
Tim Robinson, Matthew Lillard, Hayden Panettiere,
Yep.
Jenna Ortega.
Yep.
Jesus, this is such a random but amazing cast.
It is stacked. It is so good. Like Courtney Cox is in that one too. Like there's an appearance from the original Billy Loomis, Skeet Ulrich. So yeah, like there's
coming
just
back in.
Yeah, Samara Weaving is also in this movie. So I cannot recommend Scream 6 enough. It is a legitimately good movie. Watch 5 if you haven't watched 5. But yeah, it's very good. It is very good. So that was really like what initiated this was Maggie and I talking about it and being like, we haven't done this in a while. We should just watch it. And after we watched the first one, she's like, well, have you seen Scream 2? And I said, I have not. And that's how we got here to now talking about Scream 6.
The rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. And as a franchise, Scream is very good.
Yes. And it's got one of those things that's just sort of timeless, and the history behind it is kind of crazy too, because apparently Wes Craven and the writer heard about some killings that took place in California that sort of kind of kicked off the whole like franchise and the whole idea behind the movie to get off with, which is really, really cool. Bryan, can you bring up an image of Jamie Kennedy's headshot from either Google or IMDb, because I think we need to talk about it for just a second.
Do you want his current headshot?
I most certainly do.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me bring this up here.
While he brings this up, I want to set this up. I don't know what Jamie Kennedy did to IMDb and Google, but they make him show him like he's been sleeping in the back of a Greyhound bus.
Yes.
For the better part of a decade. It's not good. And it's not kind.
This was from a recent event he was at, but he does not look like he does in the movie. Like he definitely
imagine this motherfucker pranking you. Imagine this guy.
Like he's got this beard going, but you can tell he's a little tired. I'm gonna show the IMDb one though, because I feel like that's the one that you're zeroing in on. And they look like he just got out of his van. It makes me feel so bad for him overall.
And then I promise everybody we'll get back to Scream. But I saw this and I was like, I don't think I could get away with it.
Yep, here we are. This one right here.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got a hoodie on. Like
Eminem
it looks like
thing going.
It's like he's Eminem, but like 20 years older, and instead of rapping,
and had to sit down.
He's just tired. Like he doesn't want to rap. He doesn't want to do any comedy.
No, he does not want mom's spaghetti because he's gluten intolerant now. Like he's just not feeling it at all.
Yeah. Completely different from his character as it appears in Scream, which is this plucky.
Well, I kept seeing him and I kept going like, is that Jamie Kennedy? Like so much so that I had to pause the movie and look it up because again, I just don't remember him because I always felt like, especially with Jamie Kennedy, he sort of just showed up one day when he was in like Malibu's Most Wanted, and then he was also did like the prank show that he had. So I was like, where the fuck did this guy come from? And so when I saw him in a movie, I was like, oh, here's where he came from, right here. But Bryan, we talked about a lot of like different like tropes and stuff in this particular movie. I mean, the opening scene with Drew Barrymore is just like iconic. What other portions of this movie sort of stand out to you as being like just almost like genre defying in a sense of sort of this like horror thriller style movie?
I think the thing here that stands out for me, and Roman, I see your comment in the chat. We will talk about Courtney Cox's hair in a second, which is relevant. I think for me, like if you follow this podcast, if you're one of our listeners and you enjoy how movies are made and like the delight that process, like how much of that process it takes to make a movie, and you delight in how that is done. Scream is the perfect movie, especially if you like even just a whodunit, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't really like scary movies. And it's like, well, Scream is technically a scary movie, but it has more in common, I would say, with Clue than like with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know what I'm
agree with
saying?
that. Yep, I would agree with that.
Like it's more, they give you all the clues to tell you who did it, and the people who make the movie are in on it. So they're not going to make it easy for you. This is not like When a Stranger Calls and it's like the person who did it is a man you don't know. And there's no payoff. Like I don't like that movie.
No, I don't want to watch that movie.
I think there's good moments in that movie, but it's not good. Like Scream elevates it so that everything is personal. So like this person getting stabbed is not just a person getting stabbed. It's like, oh no, like I thought they were the killer, or like, ooh, I actually liked that person. It actually gives you that emotional investment, and it gives you that time to like empathize with that character too. Which is why I think Neve Campbell really shines in this movie. This was like right around her Party of Five fame, where she was doing a lot of these dramatic, intimate portraits of family. And I think she is perfectly slotted in here for you to identify with her, what she's going through, and trying to get through it. And I think that's why Scream works on such a base level to me. They utilize the whodunit formula more than the slasher. Like the whodunit's the main course, and then they season heavily with slashers. It's just all ghost faces and knives all around the turkey. If the turkey is the whodunit, if you follow my example here. So I feel like that's one of the reasons it's kind of this timeless piece. And it leans into the meta nature of Scream the farther you go into the series, which is very enjoyable for me because I love thinking about thinking. So if you like the movie, there's a movie about the movie, because in universe, down the line, they start making movies about what happens in Woodsboro called Stab. So if you're watching Scream 2, they're like, oh, I'm going to watch Stab, which is the events of the first movie. So now you're watching a movie about people watching a movie.
You're watching a movie,
a
horror movie about a horror movie within a movie. That's fucking wild as hell.
And it works most of the time. It doesn't work on Scream 3, but we're here to talk about Scream 1. I think that Doug, did you enjoy how old you felt when you watched that first scene with Drew Barrymore when the phone kept ringing in her home?
Well, yes, because there was a moment where I was watching it and I was like, stop answering the phone.
Right.
You don't have to answer the phone.
Just don't answer your
phone. Let it go to voicemail. It's like, here's the other thing that bothered me. You know who it is at this point in time. Like he literally was like, don't hang up on me. Like he was literally like, don't hang up on me. So who did you think it was going to be when they called back like 5 minutes later? It wasn't your parents. It's not like because they would have had call waiting at that point in time. So you would have heard it like, boop, boop. Like you would have heard that and you could have switched over. Like there's so many parts that, Brian, you know what the problem is that I've seen scary movies so many times that there were moments I watched this where like I couldn't get past like scary movie, like the popcorn getting way too big in scary movie. Because you're right. In this one, she just straight up forgets about it, and it kind of sort of comes back later, but it is not important. But I also didn't realize, and I think I had forgotten how goddamn graphic that first like 10 minutes is. Because
it's awful.
Where the boyfriend is like just split open is wild. And then the other part, when they find her hung from a tree, is fucking insane. All of those things, I saw that and I was like, holy shit, I don't remember this at all.
Oh, it's brutal. I mean, it is gruesome. Like if you do not have a high gore, I shouldn't say, if you don't have a gore threshold, like a baseline, this will be a hard watch to get through.
Yes. Very much so.
Blood.
But I also will say that is if you can make it, if you do have a high gore threshold, and you do make it, if you have a low gore threshold and you make it through this first 5 minutes, the movie mellows out like after that.
Oh yeah, it slows down.
It's
like
in
that
terms
first
of like,
act.
because again, to your point of like, it becomes this thriller centered
Yeah.
around Neve Campbell and her
Yeah.
character. And what I really appreciate about her, and to your point that like she really holds her own in the movie, is
Oh yeah.
this movie, like, she could have easily gotten lost, or she also could
Mhm.
have been made out to be like a stereotypical woman. Like
Oh yeah.
they could have fallen into the 90s female trope where the men are the ones solving all the problems. So I
Right.
do appreciate this movie being like, no, she's gonna turn around and punch Courtney Cox in the face. Like, she's a strong, like, just because she's scared doesn't
Yeah.
mean she isn't strong. And so I really
Right.
appreciate that like distinction that this movie makes.
I agree, and I feel like this. So this is 1996, and so Buffy the Vampire Slayer is like on the scene a little bit here, and I do feel like these, oddly enough, kind of like Resident Evil. This is a film franchise that surprisingly has a strong female lead throughout every single franchise film. Like,
That's
it
awesome.
passes the Bechdel test right off the bat. Same thing
Yeah.
with like Aliens, or I should say Alien, Resident Evil, and now Scream. Like, this is like in the pantheon for me of like top female leads here, in franchises, because Nev Campbell, I think you make a very good point. I want to echo that. She's scared, but she's like, nah, I'm gonna stab you though. Like, I'm scared, but I'm ready to stab you.
She's scared, but even like, even in that final scene, again, spoiler alert for folks who haven't seen
Yeah.
the original, but even that final scene where she's confronting Matthew Lillard and her boyfriend
Yes.
at the same time,
Yes.
she is not like cowering. Don't, like, she's combat. Like, she is
Right.
like, in terms of fight or flight, she's like, I'm gonna fuck somebody up. Like, I
Yeah.
need to get out of here, and I have no problem rolling over any of y'all
Yep.
to get
Yep.
out of here. So, yeah, great sort of portrayal of the whole thing.
Yeah. No, and the fun thing about that too is like, she's still supposed to be this like teenage girl, which is like
Yes.
kind of believable. Like, it's fine,
Sort
I
of.
give it a pass, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
no, like Nev Campbell as an actress though sells the hell out of it. Like, she
Oh,
doesn't make
absolutely.
it cheesy, which I
No.
think is easy to do in a movie
Mhm.
like this. And
Very much
I
so.
think that's also some credit to Wes Craven too, that the two of them were able to get that performance to work.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna bring up a clip. It's not one of the
Please.
bloody clips, I promise.
Please, YouTube, don't hate us.
Yeah, we're gonna
We-
find out.
YouTube,
real
YouTube,
fast.
we assure you that this is not one of the violent clips.
Hang on a second. I'm actually gonna go back to Roman's comment here. So Courtney Cox in these movies, like, something is just going on with her hair in every single one of these films. I don't
There was
exactly
a lot
know.
in this one.
I mean, yeah, like, I'm trying to find it from like the first Scream here, but I think I'm just gonna jump. I'm gonna jump to the joke.
It was like a blonde. For those who are curious, imagine like Courtney Cox in season 3 of Friends, but instead of black hair, she has like blonde highlighted hair.
Kind of streaky, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
kinda
streaky, dirty blonde hairdo, and it's wild.
Yeah, it's not a choice I would make, but I don't know much about women's hair. Anyway,
I don't have any, so I'll take any, including hers. So, but I agree.
Here we go. I found it. So this is what she looks like in the first Scream, and they're trying to like go with this like Dateline reporter look.
Like a Barbara
So-
Walters type thing. but
Yeah,
like
a little
sexy Barbara
bit. So she's
Walters.
got this like leather
Yeah.
jacket over this like red, I don't know, pantsuit jacket thing
Big buttons.
happening.
Fucking
Um,
90s to the max.
yes,
Giant
and then
buttons.
These bangs that go down past her eyes, with these blonde streaks. Like, she definitely looks like she's gonna team up with Barbara Walters and give you like the summer look ahead preview of all the movies of 1997. She's ready to just make
I'm
that
live in living color. I'm live.
like, it's a lot. It fits the time period, but it's fine. However, 2 movies later, somebody told her to do this with her bangs, and
Cornrows?
Nope, Doug, it's worse.
Oh my god.
I don't even know. So what it
Oh,
looks like
fuck.
to me, what it looks like to me is like they. Hang on a second. Let me back out here. Hang
Also,
on.
Parker Posey does not look happy to be there in any way, shape, or
No.
form. I don't know what scene this is from, but she's like, "Fuck
Yeah.
you" and whatever you're saying to me.
Yes, she's not happy. This is Scream 3. She's not happy to be there for a lot of reasons, but no, it appears like they started Courtney Cox's haircut, and then they're like, "Oh, we got to get you to set," and somebody just took scissors to the front of her hair and just went snip, and then you have these like bangs that are uneven and ruffled and like way too short.
They took her to like a kindergarten class, and they said, "Okay, Timmy, cut this woman's bangs." He's like, "Are you sure? Like, I'm not supposed to do this, and all I have is this dull pair of safety scissors."
Yes, that's exactly it. And I wish we had someone on the podcast to talk about women's hair or fashion, because like I don't have enough of the words to describe what this looks like to our listeners. Just Google Courtney Cox Scream 3 when you have a chance, and you'll see the hair we're talking about. And it's a lot. There's just a lot happening here.
Yeah.
But that again, that's Scream 3. I'm gonna bring up this.
Is she playing she's supposed to be playing the same person in Scream 3?
She sure is. Or yeah, she sure is, Doug. She is still Gail Weathers, reporter, in Scream 3. She plays the same character through every single Scream movie, same as Neve Campbell and David Arquette. Yeah.
So somehow her character went from like Barbara Walters making her look a little bit older to by the time we get to Scream 3, it's like, no, you've de-aged. Like you've gone back 5 years.
Gail Weathers' character goes through a lot, and like there's some stuff there, but like Gail Weathers as a character, it never gets beyond like the snappy supporting character. Like there's some stuff you could talk about there, but she never gets the depth that Neve Campbell's Sydney gets. Like it's always about Sydney, which does come back, and they do talk about in the other movies, but specifically in this movie, it is all about torturing Sydney. It is all about making Sydney's life a living hell. For not good reasons. For people who are like not right in the head. The thing I do want to touch on though is that I do feel like Scream does a good job of giving you all the clues very early on of who the killers can be. So I'm just gonna bring up this clip really quick. And YouTube, I'm gonna test you. I'm gonna test you, and I know I can rely on our chat here if something happens, but I feel like it's worth it. The audio is not. Yes, the audio is not as important. I'm gonna play it in the background though, but I'm gonna stop it at like 20 seconds.
Return to their homes promptly from school ground. Avoid
So this is the high school, and they're like, "Hey, all these people
the
die."
fucking high school is like a town. Like it's like a little town.
Yeah,
They're in front of this fountain. They're lounging.
because their bodies were gutted. Thank you, Randy.
So they're talking about, hey, you're getting gutted. Gosh, can you imagine that? So you have this like picturesque thing of all these high school kids, right? The thing I want to point out that I did not notice this, and thank you to my wife, Maggie, for pointing this out to me.
I'm calling her only Margaret from now on.
So you look at the lineup here. You got Jamie Kennedy here on the right, who does not look like Jamie Kennedy today.
No,
however,
he does not. His
the
green shoes are off.
movie shows you that Ghostface wears these black combat boots, like whenever he does these killings. And if you look at
Jesus Christ,
if you look at Scooby-Doo here, Matthew Lillard, you look at Billy Loomis here, Skeet, they're both wearing these black combat-like boots right here at the beginning of the movie.
Brian, I never in a million years would have noticed that. Like ever.
In broad daylight, they are wearing the same footwear that Ghostface uses, which
That's fucking wild.
Like that is when I'm talking about how this is a smart movie, even though it's a slasher. This is what I'm talking about.
That's like fucking deep. That's been a detail that I would have had to see this movie 4 times in order to even think about it, because it's such a and the only time, because after this, if I'm not mistaken, Brian, she hasn't been attacked in the school yet. No. So you haven't seen the zoom up of the combat boots. So you have this, and if you're paying attention, you would see it, but then it would confirm it, but it's only if you were paying attention.
I mean, why would you be looking at their boots? Why would you be looking at their boots 20 minutes into the movie?
You would just think that's 90s fashion wear. And at the time, it's
Absolutely.
possible it could have been.
Marcus in the chat saying, look, they're wearing the same outfit too.
Get the
I do
fuck
think
out of here. Yeah, they are.
I think it's the same shirt, or it's the same color of shirt.
Hmm.
So it's stuff like this that when you go back and watch it, even a second or third rewatch, like this is the stuff that makes a good movie to me.
Yeah.
And it's sitting all right there. And no, I did not look at combat boots the first time I watched this movie. And it's funny, you can we'll get Maggie on the pod one day, but I got the kit for all the Scream movies I have never watched, and I watched the first time for this. I always got the killers wrong, like consistently got the killers wrong. So if someone here is like in a Scream situation, I'm not the guy that's going to solve it. I'm so sorry. It's not me. I'm happy to be adaptable. I'm happy to be the distraction. But
Bryan, I appreciate you for hanging out. If there's a Scream situation, I'm getting the fuck out of there. I'm going 8 pounds over in any direction. I'm not going to be in 100-mile radius of that Scream situation.
But Doug, you're probably a person of interest. And if you leave, put a warrant out for your arrest.
Then they can take it up with my lawyer. I will say fucking nothing.
I really want to see a Doug Scream movie now. And the movie's just you hanging out in like an undisclosed hotel room being like, well, this sucks.
No, because Bryan, again, I'm an old man. So Marcus, I'm black, so I'm dead in the first 10 minutes.
Wait, hang on a second. I'm going to push back on this really quick. So Marcus, so in Scream 5, 6, and 7, definitely 6 and 7, they talk about this, and I feel like you would enjoy the way the story goes in relation to people of color in scary movies. So that's what I'm going to say there. I don't want to spoil anything, but you should definitely check that out if that's your jam.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say, because Bryan, I'm an old man, so this movie would be okay. I'm at a high school. Somebody is murdered. First off, why am I near a high school? Let's just assume that I'm teaching. There's a high school. I'm teaching. They go like, "Yep, we probably have a Scream situation. We probably have a Scream situation on our hands here, everybody." And I out loud to everyone, I go, "Oh no, not me!" And I just leave. And then the movie cuts to me in like a Motel 6, watching the news footage from back home, going, "Thank God I got the fuck out of there." Like that's all it is.
And then roll credits. That's it.
Yeah,
that's the movie.
And then it's just me in various situations, like at a hardware store, being like, "Yeah, I fucking live in that town." Not me. It's literally a 45-minute montage of me telling any stranger that I didn't want to deal with that.
No, that's not me.
Nope.
I'm not doing
No.
that.
Would you stay? I don't think so. Not fucking me. I'll tell you that right now.
No, you couldn't get me there. You can't get me there.
Hey, while you're making my sandwich, you tell me. You see a Scream situation. Yeah, I'd like Dijon mustard. You fucking tell me. Would you stay there? No fucking way. No fucking
I'm just making your sandwich, man. I don't know.
This is just, sir, this is a Subway. Please leave me alone.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. We need you to just go through the drive-thru, please.
Sir, there are other cars. Please pull around.
Well, Roman in the chat thinks you'd be easy pickings if you split off on your own, but I do think
Roman, fucking let that killer come. I deadlift 425. I squat 375. Fuck that. Like seriously, up his own ass. Like I'm fine.
He's gonna get lifted. He's gonna get lifted above Doug's head. That's
Before
happen.
You stab me, how many burpees can you do? See? That's the reason why CrossFit is not practical at all. Before you get stabbed, yeah. Okay, how many burpees can you do? So that's not helpful.
So you get the phone call and it's like, "Hello, Doug. Do you like scary movies and burpees?" Like,
God, he got me. You have 5 minutes to complete this AMRAP. Oh no. Anyway,
incredible. I love that. I love that for us.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about other things about this movie that I really like because I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, what surprised you about this when you rewatched it?
I think I surprised like how well it flows. And I think the other
Yeah.
thing that surprised me was also how much they really did. And you made this point earlier, but I think I'd like to like just sort of boost it of like how much
Let's
they
do it.
really did focus on like the plot development and the story. Like
Yeah.
again, this is a slasher, but they don't like. There's a lot of depth.
Mhm.
Everybody remembers the first sequence with Drew Barrymore
Oh,
and the
yeah.
last sequence from the house party, but there is so much ground that is covered in
Mhm.
between there that I
Yeah.
think is just really,
Yes.
really, really well done. And it's
Yeah.
not like obnoxious because sometimes you watch a horror movie or a slasher movie or a thriller and you're like, just get to the thing that I know that's coming.
Yeah,
But to this
exactly.
movie's credit, it's so hard to predict, especially even after because it's been a big gap of time since the first time and the second time I've watched it. Like,
Mhm.
even with knowing to a certain extent what's going to come, there's still this moment of like, okay, like what's good? Like,
Yeah.
there's pieces that you pick up dialogue wise, like the whole subplot of her mom's murder
Oh, yeah.
is
Oh,
so
yeah.
wild. Like it's so like, and I completely forgot that was even something that was in the movie because
Mhm.
again, this becomes Ghostface. This becomes again not
Right.
the Wu-Tang Clan member. This becomes Ghostface and like everybody just talking about the killing, but you lose all those other pieces. Like that whole thing,
Yeah.
the reason why Sydney and Courtney Cox don't get along is because Courtney Cox is writing a book trying
Right.
to basically say that her mom's killer isn't the
Yes.
real killer. Like that's fucking nut. Like that's
Yes.
podcast level shit from 2011. Like that is, it's
Oh.
so wild.
I mean, I feel like the natural like iteration after this is for Gail Weathers to have a Scream podcast, an in-universe podcast where she's
Yeah,
like,
she's gonna
"Who's
go
getting
on.
stamped
She's going to.
today?"
She's gonna go on Serial. Like
Yes.
she'll have a whole 6-run episode on Serial called like Squished Grapes about the
Oh my
murders
gosh.
in California.
Oh my god.
Because that's the other thing that fucks me up about the scene with Drew Barrymore is they
Yeah.
look outside and this bitch has a whole field of grapes that are just out there, and I'm like, can't relate. Not a life I've lived.
Right. I know. Well, and I know the setting of this movie too, being in like kind of Northern California, but like very, very upscale.
Sonoma County.
I gotta pull this up now because I can't let it go. The house that Nev Campbell gets threatened in is like, as a homeowner now, I'm like that's a
it's
$2 million
insane.
house. Like that house is probably like you can make so much money.
It's got like 4 balcony. It's got like 4 balconies, no neighbors. Like it's
It's incredible.
How
oh
are
my
these
gosh,
kids
no.
getting to school?
I mean, and that's the best part is that she's alone. Like her dad's on a business trip and she has this like 5-bedroom home all to herself. I finally found the picture. And she, oh my gosh, like just totally California rich kid aesthetic.
Mhm.
And I don't know what to make of it. But like for our listeners, what we're looking at here is a giant deck overlooking a California valley. We got 2 tables here, 10 chairs. I mean, this is easily.
Also, there's 2 people that live in this house. Why are there that many chairs?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it's not like she's having people over all the time.
Yeah, I mean, her mom just died. She's probably not seeing a lot of people.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but I was thinking it, Brian. Like,
I'm happy to say it in universe. Like her mom is not around.
yeah, her mom is dead. Like, who is she entertaining? Like,
yeah, like you're probably not seeing a bunch of people here. Here, I'm gonna pull another shot. She's currently being threatened in what I can only describe as the most beautiful California countryside that
like the fucking Napa Valley.
Right. And this is a 2-level porch. This is a 2-level porch that
She had to go upstairs to take this phone call.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I was a 90s kid. There's no way in hell this phone is catching that receiver. You got to be 30 feet. You got to be 30 feet within the wireless receiver in 1996. There's no way that is happening. But this is funny, of course, because Nev Campbell is having a very serious conversation. All I could focus on was the house. Like, you can't get a house like that.
Well, and the valley behind it. I didn't even realize that. I expect a brontosaurus to go walking by. Like, that is just, it looks like it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
so
so Brian, so that stuck out to me. I think the other scene, the scene that was like a trip for me was when
Yeah.
they were in the video store. That was just
Okay.
trippy
Tell me
because
about
again,
that.
because the video store for us growing up, like for you and
Yeah.
I, who
Yeah.
like would go to a store to pick up a VHS, like
Yeah.
that spoke to me because it was like, no, that was the vibe. Like you don't have school, you go rent as
Yeah.
much shit as you possibly can and
That's
just
true.
enjoy it. Like you
Yeah.
hope your parents will take you there, or if you're old enough, you ride your bike or you drive, and you're just gonna rent videos and just see what you can watch
Yeah.
in that time frame. So yeah, that one was like I watched that and I was like, I can see how at the time that is super relatable.
I mean, just look how hyped they are. Just look how hyped they are to be living in the moment, not a phone in sight, renting movies. I'm kind of being silly, but like, yeah, they're all hyped. I mean, these are the two killers looking at the guy that you know what he lives. So
Mhm.
yeah, no, they're all hyped to be renting movies, spending some time just hanging out while people get murdered in Woodsboro. But I do
Yeah.
feel like that is a good call out because I don't. If I'm gonna indulge in some nostalgia, I don't know. I don't feel like that experience is replicated today.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it was such a safe space. It was a space where like people could help you find movies that doesn't exist really
Mm-mm.
today. And like you didn't, it was also a special place because again, we didn't have smartphones. So like if you ran into people there from school, it was super organic and like you're talking about movies and it was this physical space you went to.
Mhm.
And now I'm not saying this is bad, but like when you want to go find a movie, you go to the internet or you just kind of cruise around Netflix for 20 minutes until you're just too exhausted not to watch anything because you've had a really long day and you're just deciding, you know what, it's going to be easier for me just to close my eyes rather than try to find something to entertain me that I'll definitely fall asleep to.
Brian,
Can't
that
relate
sounds
to that.
super specific.
You to
But
me,
also
maybe,
not but to you, but like it sounds like you've talked to a lot of people to get that experience down to a science.
but I mean, like I'm sure this is an experience that many people have related to with streaming services. I'm just like, there's too much here. Like, I
Right.
can't decide. But
And
here was
here
this place.
and here you could just walk through. And
Yep.
how many decisions did you make based on like the cover for the
Yes.
VHS tape where you were like,
Yes.
I want to watch that? There was a movie. Do you remember the 90s movie, Robin Williams movie Toys?
Yes.
Brian, I rented that
Yes.
strictly because I liked Robin Williams and the cover was just like, I kind of got to see what's going on here.
Okay.
But the movie is insane. Like
No, it
it
is.
is a fucking fever dream. Like it
Yes,
is
it
such a
is.
wild movie. I walked by that and I was like, well, clearly I have to see what this is about. And then I watched it and I was like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah. For our listeners, I've pulled up the movie poster for Toys from Robin Williams, and it's like a headshot with him in a red top hat, but the top hat has a square in it, and you can see all the way through it to the sky. And it's just got toys above it. It's like, what's going on here? What is this? Yeah, I definitely rented this movie too. I don't think it was made for me as a child. Just gonna put that out
Brian,
there.
it's not for children.
Right?
It's not for
Yeah,
children.
it was made in 1992. It's PG-13.
It's on Netflix.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. If you would
Man.
like to watch Robin Williams's Toys,
Wow.
it's on
Wow.
Netflix.
There's a lot happening there. Thank you, Scream, for bringing us to Robin Williams's Toys.
Yeah,
That's nice.
here's a no, Marcus. We're gonna make this a Patty family movie. Like we're
Yeah,
gonna all
I think
have
this
to,
is a Patty family movie.
this
we
is
gotta
Patty
watch.
family worthy because it's fucking wild.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, that was just a shared experience that I just was like, that is a super relatable moment.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
So-
absolutely the vibe in the 90s. Yeah, so I feel like we've talked about like a lot of the cultural stuff, the whodunit stuff.
Mhm.
The finale of this movie. Does it still kind of hit you the way it did when you first saw it?
I think so, but again, for me, because because I watched Scary Movie more, the
Yeah.
Scary Movie ending, again, to Marcus's point, I have never seen anything like it pulled off
Yeah.
in cinema, like in movies since.
You're allowed to say that.
But it just felt such like a fucking
So
asshole. Like, I've not
prestigious.
seen anything. In all the years I've been going to the cinema, I've never seen anyone quite pull anything off like that. No, but like, yeah, again, I also watch movies on a plane, so let's
Yeah.
relax here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I've never seen anybody been able to pull anything else off like
Yeah.
that in terms of a reveal for
Yeah.
a while. So the achievement of like that ending still stands out. I don't know if it holds as much weight, but again, I'm thinking of all the other things it's culturally influenced, like
Yeah.
The Usual Suspects to an extent, also
Sure.
like Scary Movie's take on that. Like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of it where I saw it and I was like, yeah, it just brings back a lot of it makes me remember all the other movies that it inspired.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I feel like this was just really foundational in a lot of senses. And I feel like if I have to zero in on the element that really makes it a standout is the fact that it's two killers. Because
Yes.
up until that point, when I saw this movie for the first time in high school, I was like, there's two killers. Like,
Yeah.
the idea that it wasn't just one person totally blew everything apart for me. And even upon rewatching it, it is so enjoyable to then put the pieces together in your head of like, okay, this isn't Billy, this is Stu right now trying to stab them. Okay, if Stu's there, then how's Billy gonna do XYZ so that Ghostface is in the places where they need to be, right?
Yeah.
That is an enjoyable thought experience watching these movies. It is enjoyable for all of the Scream movies, except for 3, which we can talk about another time. But like that is the piece that I feel like Wes Craven really knocked out of the park.
Well, and again,
especially with the party scene.
Well, and Brian, to your point of like the hint that you had with the combat boots, the movie tells you that it's two people towards like the middle part, because who does Henry Winkler does not have one kid who brought a ghost face mask to school that he's yelling at. He has two kids.
Oh my gosh, I missed that.
So I only remember it because that was back where they tried to make like, oh, it's the principal, because they kept like there was always a dramatic turn with the scissors as he was yelling at them. But he expelled both. There were two people in his office. And so for me, I just made this connection now. Two people in his office. There are two killers. So like that's another like really deep meta. Were you paying attention?
Oh my gosh.
Tip of the nose.
I just watched this movie. And I didn't make that connection.
I watched it, Brian. I watched it this morning, and I did not make that connection until right now. Like,
oh my gosh, you're right. Oh my gosh, yeah, Henry. And the misdirect is Henry Winkler being like, I got creepy scissors, and then he gets dead the next scene off camera.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, and I think that's the same moment where you get the reveal of the combat boots.
Yeah,
that's shortly after that.
Yeah, they do play with some stuff there in that scene after Nev Campbell comes in too. Also enjoyable because the cops are completely out of the picture in this movie. Like they are not.
I have so many questions about David Arquette's character. Like, because again, here's my questions. One, he's a sheriff's deputy, but was he also a student? Like, because there's this part where like the sister keeps talking to him. Like, he is just like she's a junior and he's a senior. So it's like, but he also doesn't feel like he's a full cop. So like, I know it's just, I had so many like, is he a student? Is he not? Is this some like exchange program I'm unaware of? Like, secondly, why are they making it feel like it's so not okay that Courtney Cox and David Arquette are getting together? They're both, in theory, so long as he isn't a student, they're both consenting adults. What's the issue here?
He's like clearly, Yeah, I mean, and he's clearly a deputy, but you're absolutely right. They put him in all these situations where they're like, "See, he's kind of like Nev Campbell in high school." It's like, no, he's not. He's supposed to be
That's
like
a
a
full-on
full-on
adult with a mustache. Like,
Right.
yes, that's not
No.
the guy.
He barely looks 21 in this
100%.
movie, which is no one's fault, but like the framing of it is absolutely hilarious. And
Yes.
I also love the fact that David Arquette's character, his biggest claim to fame in this movie is like, I'm gonna go in the house and take care of this, and immediately gets stabbed and is out of the picture for the rest of the narrative.
Yep.
Absolutely love that cherry on
Entirely.
top.
Yep.
Love that.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, this is great. Brian, we'll have to dive into your other Scream movies at some point. Maybe Scream 3 will be a collective watch.
Yeah.
Since it was so bad, because I'd love to see the worst, which is like the best, which is this one, and then sort of like pair that with the worst, which is 3.
The quick summary here, and like if we do go back to it, there is more meat on this bone, but it basically, the producers were so scared to make a bloody, disgusting slasher movie after Columbine that they redid a ton of the movie.
Oh my God.
Like they took out story elements so it wasn't as similar to some of the stuff that happened at Columbine. They dressed down a lot of the violence that was happening to people because they didn't want any teenagers to get hurt. Like they have a ton of that on screen. So like Scream 3 is the least violent Scream movie, and it is bizarre because of it. And I don't feel like that's a spoiler. But yeah, so we can absolutely come back to it. I feel like we got to
curious too.
I feel like we got to touch on toys first with Marcus.
Definitely
that might need to be ahead on the queue here. Make sure to subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/films in black and white. You can vote when we do a Patty family
on whether we should watch toys or not.
Yeah, you can be part of that decision.
Are you familiar with toys? Let us know in the comments. Marcus, I said no.
Well, Marcus,
and again,
Marcus,
I'll go back to it. You're not here, so we have Marcus. We have quorum. Like we're just gonna make this decision.
Look, we've usually done consensus, so we'll come back to this. All right, we're a friendly group, but I appreciate it. Happy Halloween season, everybody! This episode's gonna come out on the first day of October.
What a great way to kick off spooky season.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
And also because it's California, there's none of those like fall tropes that we talked about last week. Like there's no warm sweat. Like this is all upper California, so it's all like no fall weather, no nothing. It's all just like, hey, welcome to school.
It feels like the entire school year takes place in like June. Like I can't. It's so hard to take seriously.
Yeah. Yep. That's a very good point. Cool. Well, thanks for picking the movie for us. You do at this point in time, as of this watching, it is something that I had to rent on Amazon Prime.
Oh, yes,
which is fine. But I did see that I think starting on October 6th, so next week, I think it'll be streamable on Hulu.
Yes. I unfortunately I thought this was free on Paramount Plus, and I was wrong. So the Scream rights are super like weird. So Screams 1 through 3, you have to pay for Amazon, pay on Amazon now until the October 6th date. They're on Paramount, but everything from Scream 4 onwards is on Paramount.
There you go. You can listen to this and then you can watch it for free later. And we are so happy for you, the listener, to be able to do that. Brian, anything else that you want to say about Scream before we close it out?
No, that was a great discussion of one of my favorite movies now.
I'm so glad that we were able to do it. Brian, what do you have to plug this week?
Hey folks, I'm here again to just talk to you about thelovenerds.com. Again, if you were watching the video cast and saw the decorations back here, that's my wonderful and smart wife, Maggie Roush. She runs thelovenerds.com, a website where you can find all types of crafts and recipes. So go over to thelovenerds.com.
Love the Love Nerds. I'm going to plug the Mantra. So if you're familiar, Marcus has some music coming. There's a great song by Soul Tie that released last week that that you can check out and go stream. So go check out that there. But most importantly, never forget to follow the mantra: never offended, always humble. You know how it is. I think that was my best impersonation of Marcus that I think I could possibly do.
No, it's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I nailed it. So if you enjoyed our conversation about Scream, if you enjoyed all the things we talked about today, please recommend us to a friend or a family member. It's the best way for us to have traction and for us to grow. Still putting some work into the Patty family, but if you want to go check it out, you absolutely can. Patreon.com/films in black and white. Be more stuff coming here in the future. So yeah, super excited. Bryan and Marcus will be back next week. You all are talking Elio, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll be talking Elio next week.
Which is streamable on Disney Plus, so you can check that out there. But Bryan, we have a 3-step process to success. So what is that first step?
We sure do. Our first step is read a book. Just pick a book, any book. Just read it. It'll make you more interesting. Also, if you find a book that is a part of a series like Dungeon Crawler Carl, which apparently Doug and I are reading together now at this point,
it's just
you have so many other books that you can read. Yeah, it's great. Read a book.
You'll listen to one, you'll read one, and then like 6 others will immediately be available to you because you'll be like, I absolutely have to stay in touch with what's happening.
More the same thing.
Hey, drink some water. Look, college students, it's D-Days week. We all know what this is about. Stay hydrated, please. Like, put something in your body besides hot dogs and beer. Like, just drink some water. Stay hydrated. It's important. Your body will thank you for doing that. And while you're at it, wash your ass. Look, I'm gonna bury the lead here. I have a bidet in my house now, and it is incredible. And it's strictly because I have a machine that washes my ass for me. But if you don't have that in your house, I highly recommend, because there is no greater feeling than the feeling of being clean in that space. So just fucking get after it. Like, I can't say it enough. Get some soap, get a rag, and just like fucking get after it, because it brightens your day. It's like the first thing I do in the morning after my morning situation, and the rest of my day is immediately better. So there you go. That's how we finish this podcast, Bryan.
Incredible. Thank you all for joining us and hearing about Doug's bidet.
And my bidet. That thank you is perfect. But as I said, I will be back. I won't be back next week, but Bryan and Marcus will be back next week with another fantastic episode. But in the meantime, in the between time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all next week. Hands by Bryan.